What's going on, folks? Sir Charles Carey dropping in for a minute. And the reason I'm dropping in is because I consider myself a very transparent person, although it can be tough. And what I'm talking about specifically, it really doesn't matter whether it's personal or professional. I consider myself open minded, but also very truthful. But my question to you, just like sometimes I still have to question myself, is how truthful are you with yourself? Because I'm just not good at some things. Now, it's discouraging, I must admit. In some cases, it could be embarrassing, but I'm not embarrassed because I don't embarrass easily, first and foremost. And I know that no matter how hard something is, you have to try in order to get over that hump. You have to try to get better. You have to try if it really matters. And even though, I feel like, wow, you've been doing this or you've been doing that for a long time. Why aren't you good at certain things with video? Why aren't you good with certain things when it comes to audio? Why aren't you good with some things as it relates to software? Because I know that turns a lot of people off and they're uncomfortable and they rather just push away versus confronting that difficulty or that challenge. Well, I said, well, I'm not going to write out a whole bunch of things because I already know there are things I'm just not good at. And the sooner I admit it, the easier it is to get over it. And the truth of the matter is, you never get better until you confront it, until you admit it, until you really try to implement it. Like, take this software stuff, right? There's always something new coming out. And I'm like, I should know this by now, I think. But sometimes I don't. Why? Well, sometimes the standards change. Sometimes the company changes. Sometimes the company goes out of business. It drops features. It adds features. So there's always a reason and something to learn behind it. And I sort of embrace it, obviously, because I'm still doing it, but also because of what I do. I know I can't just disappear or vanish into thin air because I'm that good at something. I could always hire someone, okay, but I need dependable and reliable people. Even then, before I hire someone, I need to know how things are supposed to work so that I can give them the right instructions and ask them to do exactly what I need to do. So, what are you not good at? What is it that you mess up? What is it that you mess up royally? You maybe even get, nervous every time you go to do it. We just have to face the fact that this is the world we're in as far as technology. We have to face the fact that, yeah, you're getting older and things are always going to move very quickly, very rapidly. And you just got to go for it. You got to address the challenges in your life. You can't just stand by on the side wanting good or positive results without taking the effort, get that sweat equity in, and to make it happen. You've got to do what you need to do in order to get better. And that's where I'm at now. We've got the pandemic. I know that's thrown a lot of people off, threw me off. But regardless of what's going on in the world, you must continue to flow. I don't like to say grind because grind is friction that creates something hard, tough. I like to be in flow. You have to continue to flow in whatever area that you're interested in or in whatever area that you're good at. And again, even if you're not good, you're not an expert, you must continuously stay in flow. So if you got questions or comments, please post them because I know I'm not the only one. Some things are just very difficult. Let's be honest. So, what else am I not good at? Okay, this is like a Sir Charles transparency session, right? Sometimes I'm not good with software. Sometimes I'm not good with graphics. Sometimes I'm not good with, just different things. It doesn't have to always be business, but when you're not good, that's when you should outsource, right? And I've already addressed that. I already spoken to why I don't just outsource immediately because I want to know that the people that I'm outsourcing to, they know what they're doing. And they're not taking me on a ride for cash flow. They're not just, trying to fill in the void and they don't know what they're doing. So, you know, even in relationships, what about on your personal side? Sometimes we don't know the right way to deal with other people. And sometimes we're just not as good at dealing with other people on a personal level as we should be or as we would like to be. I remember one time I was interviewing Cheryl Wood, and Cheryl Wood said, She would hate to be a professional success and a personal failure. And that's the same thing in life. Either way, no one wants to be a failure, personally or professionally. So imagine if your life is turned upside down. Do you just stop? Or do you, accept the fact that, you're not good at something and you try to get better? That's when you consult a coach, your place of worship, counselor, whatever it may be. But you must always give your best effort because there are people watching you. There are people that are desiring to learn from you, but they can't learn from you if you're not getting better in the process. And sometimes people wonder or may wonder, why do you speak about the same thing? Well, if repetition is the mother of all learning, how else are you going to learn without hearing it? You have to hear that word so that you can repeat or implement what you have heard. You have to see it as well. There are different steps to doing what it is that you want to do. I have no idea what industry or profession your focus is in, but if you really want to be good at something, you must apply yourself. You must give yourself ample room for learning, for growing. You must be willing to fail. In one of my presentations, I say it all the time. You've got to be willing to fail in order to prevail. And if you don't fail, well, you're not trying hard enough because no one gets it right all the time. No one lands on their feet running and has all the answers and knocks the ball out of the park. I remember another time I was doing a keynote in Corpus Christi, Texas, and I was saying like, everybody wants to hit a home run. Well, you can't hit a well, you that's what I said. And I was saying you can't hit a grand slam unless somebody gets on base. And that somebody has to be three people. So don't think starting out everything is just going to be fantastic. Everything's just going to be, smooth sailing. You got to get people on base. There's got to be a steady progression. And then once the bases are loaded, you're in position to hit that grand slam. So that's all I really wanted to share with you today. I just wanted to jump on for a moment and jump off because I did an update, a software update on one of my programs, and I was just looking at how much things have changed. I was like, wow, I'm not even good at it. And now here are more changes. But you have to learn to overcome and adapt. I believe the military says something about that, don't they? Listen, leave your comments, leave your questions, or leave whatever images or whatever impact you may have. I'd love to get your feedback, but there's a lot going on. And you know what? Before I go, let me just say this. I already know about something that I'm not good at as it relates to presenting. Presenting in, you know, softwares and computers and stuff, that's not my thing. My thing is being in front of people. That's when I really shine. That's when I flourish. Doing this stuff in front of a computer, yeah, you have to learn to do it and you have to learn to get good at it. But I already know I am not the top of my game presenting in this fashion, although I still will try to get better. If you want to see me at the top of my game, come to a live event. Like, for example, in 2 weeks, I'll be in Cleveland. Excuse me. And in Cleveland, I get a chance to see their eyes, hear their comments, maybe even reach out and touch, although I probably won't be doing a lot of touching because of the state that we're in. But that's where I flourish. So you have to know what you're not good at and you have to know what you are good at. And for me, this is just what it is. So until next time, radiate the brain and change the game. And I'll see you guys then. I look forward to reading your comments.